Three women, one summer night, a home filled with laughter and plans for tomorrow. And then nothing, no screams, no signs of struggle, just silence. In June of 1992, Springfield, Missouri, would wake to a mystery that still haunts the city to this day. The disappearance of Sherrill Levitt, her daughter Suzie Streeter, and Suzie's best friend Stacy McCall. A case so chilling, so baffling, it became known simply as the Springfield Three. It was June 6, 1992, a warm Saturday night in Springfield. High school graduation season was in full swing. Stacy McCall, 18 years old, had just walked across the stage at Kickapoo High School. Blonde, bright, and full of life, she was excited about her future. By her side was her best friend, Suzie Streeter, also 19, who had recently graduated. Suzie was lively, with an adventurous streak, and she and Stacy were practically inseparable. That night, the girls joined friends for graduation parties. They bounced between gatherings, soaking in the last moments of their high school years. At one point, they even considered staying the night at a friend's house. But the crowd was too large and it didn't feel right. So, as the night wound down, they made a new plan. They would head back to Suzie's house instead, where her mother, Sherrill Levitt, was already home. Sherrill was 47 years old, a hard-working, independent woman. She had spent her evening redecorating the house she'd recently purchased on East Delmar Street, just a few miles away. That night, her daughter and her daughter's best friend would join her there. Three women, tired from a long day, ready to rest. But none of them would ever be seen again. The following morning, June 7th, Stacy's mother, Janice McCall, expected her daughter home. Stacy and Suzie had planned to go to a water park the next day, part of a fun-filled summer before college. But when Stacy didn't show up or call, Janice became concerned. By midday, Janice and friends began retracing the girls' steps. They eventually made their way to Sherrill's house. What they found was unsettling. All three women's cars were parked neatly in the driveway. Inside, the house appeared tidy and undisturbed. Purses, keys, makeup, even cigarettes, belongings the women never left without, were still inside. And then there were the dogs. Sherrill's beloved Yorkie, Cinnamon, was pacing nervously in the house, clearly distressed. It was as though the women had vanished into thin air. But perhaps the most chilling clue wasn't what was found, but what was missing. There were no signs of a struggle. No broken glass. No blood. No forced entry. Just an empty house, as though the women had stepped outside for a moment and never returned. During that first day of searching, several people came and went from the house, unknowingly tampering with what could have been a crime scene. One disturbing detail emerged. Someone had erased messages from the answering machine. A few callers later reported hearing a strange, disturbing message before it was deleted. Police never confirmed the content, and the erased recording has never been recovered. Was it a clue, a taunt, or simply a tragic mischance at evidence? We'll never know. When police officially became involved, the case quickly grew complicated. Three missing women, two young graduates and a mother, wasn't something Springfield had ever faced before. Detectives combed through the house, interviewed neighbors, and followed leads. Early on, investigators floated several theories. Had the women left voluntarily? Had they been abducted? Could someone close to them be responsible? Neighbors recalled seeing a strange green van in the area around the time of the disappearance. Some even claimed to have seen Suzie inside it, looking distressed. But the details were hazy, and the van was never identified. Suzie's life carried threads that may have drawn danger closer than anyone realized. She once dated a young man named Dustin Reckaway, who, along with his friend Michael Clay, had been convicted in a disturbing case involving grave robbery. They had stolen skulls and bones from a nearby cemetery. Suzie had testified against them. Could this connection have played a role in her disappearance? Police questioned both men extensively, but they denied involvement, and no evidence linked them to the crime. Still, the eerie connection cast a long shadow over the investigation. Over the years, investigators chased countless tips. Psychics offered visions. Anonymous callers claimed to know the truth. But time and again, leads collapsed into dead ends. One of the most infamous tips came from Robert Craig Cox, a convicted kidnapper and suspected serial killer. While imprisoned in Texas, Cox claimed he knew the Springfield Three were dead, and that their bodies would never be found. When pressed for details, Cox refused to elaborate. Some dismissed his statements as attention-seeking. Others wondered if he knew more than he let on. But without evidence, his claims remained only chilling words. The mystery deepened with every passing year. Detectives uncovered no ransom notes, no signs of robbery, no clear motive. Even with thousands of leads, the case stalled. In 2007, a tip led police to search a concrete parking garage in Springfield, believing the women's bodies might be buried beneath it. Radar scans showed anomalies underground, but excavation was never approved. Officials feared the disruption of tearing down a major structure without solid evidence. And so, another possible lead was left unresolved. For the families, the years have been nothing short of torment. Janice McCall, Stacy's mother, became the driving force behind the search. She handed out flyers, organized community efforts, and never let the case fade into obscurity. She once said, "It's like they disappeared off the face of the earth. That's the hardest part, we just don't know." Sherrill's family described her as a woman full of energy and plans for her future. She had just bought her new home, ready for a fresh chapter in life. Suzie's friends remembered her humor, her laughter, her bold spirit. 3 women, 3 lives stolen without explanation. More than 30 years have passed since that June night. The case of the Springfield Three remains unsolved, one of America's most haunting mysteries. Despite thousands of hours of investigation, no arrests have been made, no bodies recovered, no definitive answers found. Theories abound. A random abduction gone wrong. A targeted attack connected to Suzie's testimony. Even the possibility of a serial predator. But the truth remains hidden, locked away with whoever was responsible. What happened inside that house on East Delmar Street? Did the women open the door to someone they trusted? Did they step outside for only a moment, never realizing it would be their last? 3 lives, 3 families, and a community left in the dark. Until their fate is uncovered, the Springfield Three remain a chilling reminder of how, in a single night, entire futures can vanish without a trace. If you found this story compelling, subscribe for more deep true crime stories. And remember, always stay aware.